50 Cent has unleashed a shocking revelation that has the potential to significantly disrupt T.I.'s career, eliciting a chaotic response from him. The rapper recently leaked the first part of his exclusive documentary on T.I., and the footage is reportedly shocking, so scandalous that it could have lasting consequences for T.I.'s reputation. Sources say T.I. is devastated, reportedly crying and begging 50 Cent to take it down before the damage becomes irreversible. In this video, we break down T.I.'s reaction, what the documentary revealed, and why this leak has the music world talking like never before. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to the beginning, back to Verzuz during the pandemic, when Verzuz battles were dominating the music world and fans were locked inside watching legends go hit for hit. T.I. wanted to step into the ring with 50 Cent. The foundation of their feud was laid during COVID-19, with T.I. repeatedly calling out 50 for a Verzuz battle, but the G-Unit mogul largely ignored him, scoffing at the request on 50 Cent's 45th birthday. T.I. took to Instagram to offer well wishes, but he also used the opportunity to challenge 50 Cent directly, saying, "Pull your ass up with 20 of your records, man. Sit across from me, man." T.I. didn't stop there. He even threw a jab referencing the famous 2007 chart battle when Kanye West's Graduation outsold 50's Curtis, adding fuel to the fire. That was the first move, but 50 Cent didn't respond to it. In 2021, 50 Cent brushed off the idea of doing Verzuz, explaining that it didn't really make sense since the platform mainly grew during the pandemic. While speaking on The Morning Hustle, he said that once people were able to go outside again, he didn't understand why it was still happening, and that seemed to end the conversation. Or at least that's what people believe. 5 years passed. No Verzuz, no battle. The tension was still there, but it stayed quiet. Then in February 2026, T.I. started bringing it up again. The Atlanta rapper renewed his challenge to 50 during a live nightcap episode in San Francisco on Friday, February 6th, the podcast hosted by Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. Things took an interesting turn. T.I. explained to Shannon and Chad how the whole Verzuz situation unfolded from his point of view. He said he originally wanted to face Gucci Mane, but when that matchup happened with Jeezy instead, his focus shifted toward 50. During the conversation, Tip said that while speaking with Swizz Beatz about doing Verzuz, he mentioned that his preferred opponent was 50. He said he called him out, but felt the interest wasn't there. The clip quickly spread everywhere. Within hours, it was trending across social media, and it didn't take long for 50 Cent to notice it. Then came the $1 million worth of Game podcast appearance. During that interview, T.I. suggested that the two had previously discussed a possible Verzuz battle, with the idea that Tip would be the one to reveal the news publicly. According to T.I., the plan was for him to make the announcement himself. But when the moment came, 50 acted like he didn't know anything about it. T.I. appeared on $1 million worth of Game on February 22nd and said that while the two were moving around Hollywood working on TV and film deals, 50 seemed interested in a Verzuz battle behind the scenes, but gave a different impression on social media. According to Tip, that was the point where everything started to change. This is when 50 Cent replied in his usual style. He didn't debate the Verzuz idea, and he didn't call T.I. a liar. Instead, he shifted the conversation somewhere completely different. 50 responded to the challenge by posting an old Crime Stoppers Atlanta advertisement featuring T.I. on Instagram, hinting that Tip had cooperated with authorities. The caption read, "I know Atlanta pick and choose who they support, but y'all got to do better. LOL, keep my name out your mouth." That was the move. 50 Cent avoided the Verzuz topic entirely. He moved past the music discussion and focused on T.I.'s reputation instead. The G-Unit frontman also shared a clip from a 2008 court appearance connected to the case involving his late friend and assistant Phil Ant Johnson, who was killed after a performance in Cincinnati. That post quickly caught attention. T.I. responded online, making it clear that the situation had moved far beyond a Verzuz debate. In his reply, he said that only one of them had real issues in their past and insisted that the public record spoke for themselves. He also challenged 50 to step into the Verzuz stage or stop bringing his name up. That message shifted the tone completely. The conversation was no longer about music catalogs or competition. It had become personal, and the tension was about to grow even more as the exchange continued. Once accusations about cooperating with authorities started coming from both sides, the situation shifted from a music disagreement into something far more personal. And 50 Cent made the first move that brought family into the conversation. The social media back and forth between 50 Cent and T.I. soon sparked another conflict involving Tip's son, King Harris. After 50 shared a controversial post featuring T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris, it caught King's attention, and he began responding online, even referencing the mogul's late mother, Sabrina Jackson. 50 had posted an unflattering image of Tiny performing on Instagram and paired it with a caption telling T.I. to keep his name out of the conversation. He followed that with another post, a meme that included both Tiny and her son King, and that was the moment things escalated. King Harris, who is now 21, has been in the public eye since childhood because of his parents' reality television presence. When he saw 50 Cent targeting his mother online, he responded strongly. King went on Instagram defending his mother through several posts, bringing up 50's past controversies, the aftermath of the shooting he survived in 2000, and other public disputes from his career. But then King made a move that even his own father would later say crossed the line. During an emotional live stream, King directed harsh comments toward 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away when the rapper was only 8 years old. King later appeared wearing a t-shirt that featured Sabrina Jackson's face, a moment that quickly spread across social media. Even T.I. later admitted that this step went too far. The image of King Harris wearing that shirt and sharing it online became one of the most talked about moments of the entire exchange. He was referring to the t-shirt King wore in a video for one of his diss tracks, which featured the image of 50 Cent's late mother. While all of this was unfolding online, T.I. and his sons were also making moves in the studio. The widely discussed back and forth between the rappers dominated timelines in February when the Harris family T.I., along with his sons Demony, and King released several diss tracks aimed at 50. T.I. started things off with The Right One. In the record, he questions 50's credibility and portrays him as someone who is bold online, but quiet elsewhere. He didn't stop there. T.I. followed it up with more releases, including War, Lessons, and What Bully, each packed with pointed lines directed at the veteran rapper. King Harris also stepped into the moment with his own diss record titled Made Man. Demony Harris, T.I.'s other son, added his voice as well by releasing a track of his own. So throughout February, the three of them, T.I., King, and Demana kept the pressure on with multiple songs aimed at 50 Cent. Meanwhile, 50 handled the situation in his own way. From a music standpoint, the exchange remained mostly one-sided. While T.I. kept releasing tracks, 50 focused on social media instead of responding in the booth. He shared memes, posted reactions, removed posts, and then returned with new ones. Over the following days, several Instagram posts mentioning T.I. and King Harris were quietly taken down from his page. But the biggest escalation from King Harris wasn't another song. It involved documents. King Harris shared what he said were FBI papers. King Harris then raised the stakes even further. He shared documents on social media that he claimed showed 50 Cent cooperating with federal investigators. According to King, the papers were related to a 2009 investigation into the death of Lowell Lodi Mack Fletcher. The documents, dated October 12, 2009, appear to show an FBI interview summary. In a report, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson allegedly told agents he feared for his safety and mentioned music executive James Jimmy Henchman Roseman during the conversation. The pages also suggested that the phone used to place an anonymous tip was linked to Jackson, and that he later confirmed being the person who made the call because he was worried about his safety after Fletcher's death. King Harris posted the images with a caption that read, "I got 21 questions, but just answer this one. So who is Lodi Mack, y'all know?" He added another line asking whether this was the same person who had been calling his father a rat without proof, saying, "Well, here's yours." The post quickly spread across social media. Within hours, it was circulating on nearly every major platform and shifted the entire conversation. Earlier, 50 Cent had been the one accusing T.I. of cooperating with authorities. Now King Harris was presenting documents that he said showed the opposite, whether those papers were ever officially confirmed or not. The fact that they were shared publicly was enough to spark intense debate online and push the feud into an even bigger spotlight. This was the moment the situation between a father and son started turning into something none of them could fully control. By then, the conflict had grown far beyond a Verzoos debate and had become a family dispute dominating social media. T.I. had released 4 diss tracks. King and Demony had each dropped songs of their own. King was sharing alleged FBI documents online and even appeared wearing a t-shirt featuring the image of 50 Cent's late mother. The entire situation had escalated quickly, and that was when T.I. decided to finally address it publicly. For the first time since the exchange began, T.I. spoke about the situation following his ongoing dispute with 50 Cent. After the rapper took aim at his wife Tiny Harris and his son King, T.I. sat down for an interview on the Ebro and Laura Rosenberg show and explained his perspective on everything that had been happening. During the conversation, the host asked him directly whether he enjoyed seeing his sons getting involved in the conflict. His answer was straightforward. T.I. said he did not enjoy it at all. He explained that he had spent years trying to guide King Harris in a positive direction and help him stay focused. So watching him get pulled into a situation was not something he wanted. That response revealed a lot about T.I.'s mindset. For years, he had tried to guide King and build a certain sense of discipline and responsibility. But this public dispute gave his son a reason to react emotionally and push back in ways that went against some of those lessons. T.I. acknowledged that reality openly. At the same time, he made it clear that he understood why his sons felt the need to defend their family. He explained that, from his perspective, the most important thing was that the women and children in their family could see that the men were willing to stand up for them when necessary. That was the balance T.I. was dealing with in the moment. On one side, he didn't want the situation to spiral further. On the other, he respected that his sons stepped in to defend their mother. T.I. made it clear that he wasn't proud of how far things had gone. When the host asked him directly, when did it go too far, he didn't hesitate. He pointed straight to the video of King wearing a t-shirt with 50 Cent's late mother on it. "That's enough," he said. "When I saw that t-shirt, I said, man, chill out. I'm big on treating people the way I want to be treated." For T.I., that was a line that shouldn't have been crossed. Around the same time, in a TMZ interview, he echoed the sentiment. "Man, that's so last week. The only thing I have to say is, it's very unfortunate, but honestly, I wasn't here to defeat anyone. I was here to defend. I'm just happy the women and children in my family know that there's a line of men ready to stand and protect against whoever." T.I. also reflected on the bigger picture, pointing out that if 50 Cent had maintained the same quietness he showed for years, none of this escalation would have happened. Instead, 50 chose to post a Crime Stoppers video, called T.I. a snitch, and share the photo of Tiny. Each move sparked a chain reaction involving the sons, diss tracks, FBI documents, and even deceased family members. While T.I. spoke about the feud slowing down, 50 Cent was preparing his next move, something that would completely shift the dynamic. The diss tracks and social media trolling had been just the warm-up. On March 5th, 2026, 50 Cent executed what many would call the nuclear option, a move that had nothing to do with music and changed the entire course of the feud. 50 Cent escalated the feud from Instagram posts and diss tracks into something far more permanent and potentially damaging. In a now-deleted Instagram post on Thursday, March 5th, he shared a screenshot of a news headline claiming that 50 Cent was reportedly developing a documentary titled Surviving T.I. and Tiny, seemingly confirming the report. The caption was carefully calculated. "Remember how quiet I got before the Diddy doc? Dame thought I wasn't coming. I hope this doesn't mess up your promo tour. They're going to ask about your 20 sexual assault cases. You might want to talk to a crisis PR person. Let that sink in." 50 Cent wasn't just hinting at a documentary. He was referencing his prior work on the Diddy doc, a comparison that carries weight for anyone following his moves in entertainment. The reference to the Diddy project is key. 50 executive produced a Netflix docuseries on Sean Combs, The Reckoning, which aired in late 2025. That series, widely credited in hip-hop circles for accelerating Diddy's public scrutiny, explored sexual assault allegations against him. By mentioning it, 50 Cent was signaling that he knew exactly how to craft a similar project targeting T.I. and Tiny, and that he had successfully done it before. Insiders report that the planned documentary, tentatively titled Surviving T.I. and Tiny, would revisit past sexual misconduct allegations made by multiple women against the couple. These claims are not new, but the project will put them back in the public eye, demonstrating that 50 Cent is willing to take the feud into an entirely new arena beyond music, social media, or diss tracks. T.I. and Tiny have consistently denied all allegations against them, which reportedly date from 2005 to 2015 and include claims of sexual assault, drugging, and other misconduct from multiple women. Most of the related lawsuits have been dismissed in court, but the age or legal outcome of these allegations doesn't make a documentary any less potentially damaging. Even old allegations, if examined in a high-profile documentary, could be devastating in terms of public perception. The timing of 50 Cent's post was also deliberate. T.I. is currently preparing to release his final album, Kill the King, which is intended as his retirement projected victory lap and the culmination of his career. 50 Cent's implied documentary threatens to overshadow that moment by bringing renewed focus to past allegations as for whether the documentary is real that remains unconfirmed. 50 Cent shared a headline suggesting it's in development in a now-deleted Instagram post and used his caption to amplify the threat. No official announcement has been made, and given 50 Cent's history of using social media to troll before delivering, both possibilities remain open. The concern is understandable because Curtis Jackson has a proven track record. The Diddy documentary wasn't a bluff. It was real, impactful, and culturally significant. This is what makes a potential for a surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary a serious escalation.